Jay Bills from Media Spotlight UK, and I'm here with the one and only Fes Batista in the building with the shades on deck. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good. I'm really excited to be here. You know, Misfits always do great events. There's a unique atmosphere around Misfit events, so I'm just soaking it all in.
So you're the original like influencer boxer. So like, talk to us about like that experience like from getting into it, basically.
It was hard because there was no such scene. So I was the first one, so it was really difficult because the boxing scene were like, how is this guy who's inspired by Lady Gaga, he had his life saved by Lady Gaga through the bullying stuff and then got all over international TV, hundreds and hundreds of millions of views around the world, but then comes into boxing in Las Vegas. You don't start boxing in Las Vegas, and everyone's like, wait, he's not a gold medalist, but he's getting more press than world champions. Like, what the hell is this guy? And my story was saving lives and inspiring a lot of kids that were suicidal. But the boxing world, they don't know, they weren't very nice to me because they were intimidated because I was getting a lot of the numbers were coming quite good for me. So it was quite hard for me, if I'm honest, until Roy Jones Jr. Took me under his wing, and that's when everybody was like, whoa, Roy's behind him now, like, whoa, what's going on? And he started to teach me how to defend myself, and he really started looking after me, and that's when things started to change. And then a couple of years later, then KSI and all these guys, then Misfits comes along, and it's like, whoa, okay, so it's cool. So they've given me some oxygen because it's they don't like, influencer boxers are not liked by pro boxers. They are, because pro boxers have done it for 20 years or whatever, and they don't often make much, whereas like the influencer boxers get a lot of attention for various reasons, right? You can be an influencer for different fields, but yeah, it's been hard. It's been a long journey, but I'm just really glad that Mams Taylor and KSI have made this Misfits organization, and they're giving opportunities to all kinds of creators. I love that.
So talk to me about the relationship with Roy Jones Jr. Because you said he put you under his wing. Talk to us about the relationship and how that built and how you first met.
We met in Las Vegas, so I was living at the MGM Signature. I had a really nice penthouse there. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Being from Huddersfield and then moving to Las Vegas was like crazy. So I met lots of really nice people, and then I bumped into Roy Jones, and I just said, "Hey, Roy, listen, I've just been on CNN. The whole world's on about my story. I'm getting fan mail from New Zealand, Mexico, Brazil, all over the world, and I'm like, I need some guidance. Like, I don't know if I've clearly got something, but I'm not a world champion type thing." And he said to me, right, come to my gym in 2 weeks. He had a gym in Vegas back then, and I went and I did well. I showed him that I can do a little bit, right, enough. Showed him how tough I was, and I've got a big heart. And he's like, right, I'm gonna take you under my wings. He started training me, and then he gave me an opportunity to fight. I actually made my pro debut on his undercard, March 28th in Florida. Happens to be Lady Gaga's birthday, March 28th. So that's crazy. Literally 5 years before.
It's like the stars were aligned.
Bro, 5 years before, I have a knife to my wrist. I'm done with life, being bullied for the color of my skin. I used to hate not being white, and I used to get bullied so badly not for being white.
Wow.
And they used to gang up on me, used to really be physically violent and all that kind of stuff. Nobody wanted to work with me, and I was fully convinced that these are tomorrow's professionals, and and I'm not the brightest guy, so I'm never going to be like the manager type. And I thought, if that's my future, I'm done, right? And with a knife to my wrist, the Lady Gaga song "Marry the Night" literally saved my life. Those lyrics about not going to give up on my life, I'm going to marry the night, these lyrics were so strong for me and stopped me. But from then on, I said to myself, for the rest of my life, I'm going to get my revenge one way or another. I'm going to do something so big with my life that they won't even be able to believe it, that I've done something. Fez, that guy that we used to pick on, that we used to be racist to and all that kind of stuff, he's done that. That's what I wanted. So then when I met with Roy Jones, I told him, look, this is who I am, this is what I got, this is what I want to do. And then he helped me. And then I had a couple of fights. I had a few problems with injuries throughout the years and stuff like that. So we had a few problems, but I'm still here, I'm strong. I'm in my prime, and I've just come into the right time. Where
No pun intended.
No pun intended, kind of. But yeah, I'm really excited now. So yeah, Roy Jones is my best friend, talks to me every single day. And yeah, he's been like a father figure. I always say my American mother figure is Mother Monster, Lady Gaga, the Little Monsters, if you're a Gaga fan. And my American father figure is Roy Jones. So I said, what do you get when you get Lady Gaga and Roy Jones as a kid?
I was just about to say, yeah.
And out comes this creature, a blingy boxer.
Jeez. So, I mean, Lady Gaga as well. I'm curious, like, where was that inspiration coming from as well? Because was it like some song that you heard from her and you thought like that sort of triggered you into liking stuff and it resonated with you?
So I had my laptop up on this one particular night. The laptop open on my bed sheets, and you on YouTube, you have different hits, different playlists that come on automatically, and all night, I made the decision I was gonna, do something, with the wrists and the knife and that kind of thing. And luckily for me, I don't know how these stars align. It's so crazy, it puts goosebumps in my arms when I think about it, because literally as I was like, as I opened my eyes, and I was crying for a long time, and I was like doing my whole highlight reel in my head of what I've done in my life and all that. And I'm like, I opened my eyes now, it's time to do it. And those lyrics were on. I'm going to marry the night. I'm a warrior queen. I'm a soldier to my own emptiness.
Wow.
I'm not going to cry anymore. I'm going to marry the night. All of these different lyrics were like, I was like, the fuck, like that's literally, what the hell? It just got me and it froze me. And then I started to study her and her Born This Way album, and her song Born This Way. I fell in love with the way she helps you embrace who you are, even if you're brown, white, black, whatever. And any community that's different, you feel like you have support with her. And her Little Monsters really became my friends and my fans from all over the world, and it just grew and grew. And they're the nicest people at the Little Monsters. It's a global community. I have fans in, like, I was trying to fight Jose Aldo, and I have fans in Jose Aldo's hometown. It's crazy. It's with the Little Monsters, so they don't care about boxing. They're like, look, you're one of us, Mother Monsters, Lady Gaga, our big inspiration, and you're one of the Little Monsters, and we're all one. And it's so nice to be embraced by her fan base.
It's inspiring to see that, a lot of your influences have got you to a point to, but I'm guessing being in a dark place and then literally coming on the other side of it. And now you're in a position like you're here at Misfits, you're getting opportunities to, showcase who you are. And then being under Roy Jones Jr. as like as a protege, as to say. So, where are you at now mentally in terms of like not only being in this space, but where you're at now?
It's crazy because my story has actually saved a lot of people's lives, suicidal kids' lives. And that's when I was like, what the hell? What's going on here? There's something more than boxing going on here, because boxers don't save lives. So I was really like, at first I was shocked, and then I got used to it, and then mentally I got a lot stronger and stronger. And then, when I speak to moms and when I speak to the guys, like my agent Stefan, really good guy, and I get a lot of confidence when I see Misfits and the people, what they're doing around Misfits, the ideas, because they think like how I think as well. So my confidence is at an all-time high, and I've reached a good level of boxing as well, so I know I can defend myself and look after myself in the ring. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to put on some good shows and have some big fights.
And we've seen you from the open workout, and I met you the other day at the open workout. Let's talk about the whole Misfits 9 week so far. Who are you most looking forward to seeing? Like, what's been the highlight for you so far? And is there any person from the lineup that you want to step in the ring with?
Well, firstly, I'm a big fan of Ben. I think Ben he's got a bright future here. I love the way he talks. He's got charisma, and he can really fight. And I know he's a bit of an underdog against Anderson Silva's kid, but I think I'm rooting for Ben as well.
Okay.
Also, you have Ginty.
Yes.
Ginty's an underdog, but he's very heavy-handed, and I feel like he's got a point to prove. And I think, people are writing him off, but I somehow have a funny feeling that Ginty could knock Fes out. So there's another one. In terms of on the card, I don't think there's anybody on the card that's even in my weight class, 155 welterweight.
So that's welterweight, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got some of the bigger guys, but I'm for me.
So I'm wondering who would be on welterweight in Misfits. Is there particular people that come in under that for you?
Well, me and Jose Aldo agreed a fight between each other. Roy Jones was speaking with Jose Aldo, and then we spoke to him. So that's what I wanted for my first fight. But Mams was like, oh, you should probably get one fight first. Just, you've not been in the ring for a while. But yeah, you got Deen and Walid. These guys can't keep fighting each other. They're at 135, right? But they're young. They're going to get bigger. They're going to get heavier. So they will naturally come up. Now, this weight division that I'm in is from 135 to 155. It's the biggest division in terms of gap, right? There's 20 pounds in there. So those guys will probably be guys that they'll need fights, and I'd love to fight both of them. We spoke with Kimbo Slice a few times, Kimbo Slice Jr., but I don't think he's that interested. So we'll see. Maybe he'll change his mind. Anthony Taylor's another good one. I'd love that fight because I think Anthony Taylor, he's short, he's like 5'5", and he's stocky, and he comes in with that Tyson style. I think he's got a good style. He's actually a really nice guy as well. I'd like to fight him though. I think it'll be a good fight. So yeah, Salt Papi, they're on about, maybe he could come down a little bit lower. They were talking about that. So, I'd love to fight Salt Papi. I think that would be a really good one.
So, I mean, obviously you mentioned all those names. Let's talk about like the prime card real quick. So, obviously you just mentioned Anthony Taylor. He'd be facing up against King Kenny.
Yeah.
Predictions there, like what are you looking at in terms of that?
With Anthony's, I say he's a good guy and that, but I don't think he's a particularly good boxer. So I think Kenny will use his jab and just outbox him personally, unless he makes it a rough and tough fight and makes it uncomfortable. But I think he'll struggle. But Kenny wins that fight.
And what about the Deen versus Walid rematch? Because you said that you want to face them two as well. Would you want to face the winner of that with them two?
100%. I think I can beat both guys. They both got very, very slow feet. They're both quite predictable. They're both much, much shorter, and they're not particularly quick. Deen has a higher boxing IQ, but he's very emotional, and you hit him hard a few times, he loses his rag. So I think he's a very predictable guy. Deen, again, I like Deen though. Deen's a cool guy. He reminds me of some of my friends. But he doesn't have the boxing IQ. Being in the street fights is one thing, but having years and years of boxing training, he doesn't have. And I think he's just got that one punch power that he looks for. Both of them, pretty straightforward fights, pretty interesting fights. When they fight, I think Deen should. Not Deen. I think Walid will probably win this second one because he's got golden gloves behind him. I don't know how many amateurs he had, 50 odd. He's had a lot of amateur fights. He's been boxing all his life, so he'll probably be like, let me keep my cool, and then he'll probably, I think Deen will cause him issues, but I think Walid should probably win that fight.
And KSI versus Tommy Fury, and then also Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. What are you looking at in terms of them?
KSI will knock Tommy out because KSI throws the most unconventional, bizarre punches, but they're very heavy-handed punches as well. How do you prepare for someone that throws shots from here and here, like all these bizarre? They're not boxing shots, and Tommy Fury's not the best boxer. He's a very basic boxer, not a big puncher at all, and he's pretty slow. So he, I've seen him struggle against Anthony Taylor. So no disrespect to Tommy. I like the Fury family, but I don't think he is going to be prepared for what KSI brings. And now that KSI started really shifting his entire weight as he moves, he does these crazy combinations with his feet as well. I think KSI has got a much better chance than people are saying. People are looking at Fury and they're thinking of Tyson Fury and of Fury family, but just because your brother's good or your dad's good, it doesn't mean that he's decent, but he's not an unbeatable monster that people say. In terms of Logan, I think Logan beats Dylan Dennis if Dylan Dennis turns up, which is going to be the biggest question of the night, isn't it?
I mean, obviously a lot of promo has been going on Dylan's part, but now it's the case of we need to see him in the ring.
I mean, hasn't he got like a court case going on?
I mean, that's been what's been reported at the moment. So it's not looking good at the moment.
Because he's got, I don't know how many billion views he's got. He's got a lot.
I think some of the impressions were, I think, like 2.8 billion impressions.
That's huge. But the thing is, we're fans, we want to, it's promotion, but you know what, when you take a step back, that girl's life is apparently being impacted, and apparently it's quite a serious situation, and she's got some kind of restraining order. So I hope the fight does go through, but I think Logan Paul's going to smash him. Logan Paul's been in there with Mayweather, he's seen those tricks, and he's been, I think it was 8 rounds he went with Floyd, so
yes,
that's good experience. Whereas Dylan's never been a great striker, so I think Dylan's going to get beat. I think Logan's going to smash him.
And then finally, in terms of your future, obviously, it's inspiring about your story, coming up under Roy Jones Jr. as like a protege. Like, what's next for you? Can we expect to see you on the Misfits card one day?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm here for, to promote myself as well. Mams Taylor likes what I've got going on, and my agent is working with Mams on a deal, and he's really good friends with Mams. It's all in-house. It's like one big family situation, and Mams just says, he's going to get me a fight first, see how I do, and then we're going to explore the Jose Aldo fight next year, hopefully in Brazil. So, yeah, Mams said that himself, so, we'll see. So we've got some good plans, so I've just got to train hard, keep focused, and, get to work.
Well, Fes, it's an absolute pleasure to chat with you, and knowing that how you come. I mean, I'm still like fixated on your glasses, expired by Lady Gaga. Thank you so much for taking time to speak to me, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully, again, get to see you on the Misfits fight.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Appreciate it.